directly in the bullseye whenever anything was mentioned. He was always in the periphery. There were always worse ministers than him. There was always Batabile Dlamini, there was always Lindiwe Zulu. There were always these people that you could always bag on before you do Melusi Gigaba, because he's well-spoken. He has like a 6-man PR team. So he was always just a little bit better than the others, but not much better, right? But now when you look at everything, you see the Oppenheimer case with him and Fireblade, the recommendation by the public protector, because when he went to court he lied, and all of these various things that were coming up, the state of capture inquiry that now requires him to come in and justify what his roles were in the state of capture. And so everything that is coming to light about him, it was just a great collapse of Melusi Gigaba. And like you said, he believed, and I think many people inside the ANC believed in his trajectory that he was going to be president. That was his whole thing. That was his whole motive. That's why he even left the youth league. They pulled him out of the youth league in order to bring him into the fray of grooming him as South Africa's next president. And so what we saw right now was the great collapse. We saw a star that was just being born collapse in on itself.
Does his resignation as an MP saying he's no longer into politics, or is just submarining somewhere he'll be back?
Knowing the ANC, he's submarining, he'll be back. Because this is basically him putting out the fire, right? Because the process of the ANC works in a very peculiar way, right? If he steps down now as an MP, whenever the next election comes, he can just be redeployed.
Plus,
the next election is literally in a couple of months.
Plus, I heard Limpopo voted him on something recently, so we'll just see.
No. He'll probably be redeployed somewhere in the Free State, in some Wolmarang stad, a small town, and he'll be municipal manager there.
He's coming to your hometown. He's coming to your hometown.
Yeah, no. Welcome people are wild. We'll see him coming a mile away.
So, how much damage has this done to the Tumamina campaign?
Not much. Because remember, Cyril Ramaphosa is in a very unique position, and I've been saying this. He can now, especially with the processes he triggered when he came in, the state of capture inquiry, the inquiries that are happening in Parliament, the commissions of inquiry in Parliament, he can then directly say, you see, those are the ones of the past. I am the one for the future, right? He can make a distinction between him, his cabinet, the people he chooses around him, and the people that were in the Zuma administration. And that is primarily, even if the state of capture inquiry and the various inquiries in Parliament don't result in any criminal action, he can still then say, from a morally objectionable position, to say, I objected to those people, gave you a chance to indict them, and you didn't. And so I can redeploy them. Or he can even say, right, the ones that you have indicted will never ever come into the government again as the president of the ANC, but now also as the new president of the country.
Which young person can step up now to replace him as the poster boy or poster lady?
Who? There's none. That's why they are putting babies in my... There are no... The problem is the young people inside the ANC suffer from internal politics. They don't have the capacity to rise up to the level of external politics.
Okay.
Every young person you are thinking of, so I always like to make this distinction. Didi Mabuza is a great internal politician, just like Ace Makashule. They are internal animals of the ANC. Inside the ANC, if you try to go face one of them down, they'll eat you alive. But look at Didi Mabuza whenever he's in Parliament. It's a sad sight. He literally looks like a man who's drowning. I've never gone out and sought out to see what a man who's drowning looks like, but I bet that is what you look like when you're underwater and you can't breathe. when he's been asked questions in Parliament. Now, the problem with the young people inside the ANC is that very fact is that they cannot express themselves outside the structures of the ANC. They suffer from being internal animals because they've been trying to please the patronage network within the ANC. They've always been trying to please the politician who will give them something. When a campaign comes, they'll give them free T-shirts. They'll give them brown envelopes to congratulate them whenever they go and win a regional conference or provisional conference. So at the end of the day, there are no young people within the ANC who are governance ready now. There are no young people. There's no young people inside the ANC now that have been speaking about politics as it pertains to the Home Affairs Department. There's nothing about refugeeism, about asylum seeking, about tourism, about visa regulations, about deregulation of visas within the southern parts of Africa and SADC. So none of them can actually step into that role and excel. They can step into that role and be a figurehead, yes, but nobody can come into that role right now and excel. Colin Maina can't, Regine Kabinde can't. Any of the young superstars within the ANC are just that, young superstars within the ANC.
Last question. In the beginning of the conversation, we talked about how he's now being ordered to appear before the State Capture Inquiry Commission. Do you think he will still get protection from the ANC against any criminal charges for corruption?
I think, you see, the ANC is very good at insulating itself. Once you are tainted, they leave you out to dry. So he's now outside. Remember, Melusi Gigaba is one of the people who went into Parliament without a constituency, just like Barbara Huge, right? Which branch does Melusi Gigaba belong to? No one knows. He's without a constituency. He went inside there because he was a rising star. He was elected by the NEC. He was elected by the powers that be. So there is no groundswell that would help him. He's got no one on his side right now. He is in Parliament without a constituency. Now he's out of Parliament. The only position of power he held, which he was given by virtue of his name, and not by virtue of what he has done for the ANC at the ground level. He has no organic growth in the ANC. So now the people who called him a leader in the Youth League are gone. So now, who is he? Now he's a nobody. He's a nobody who's being accused of being in the wrong. And that is a very, very sad place to be whenever you were in the ANC. Look at Supramoma Pelu right now as an example. As an ordinary member of the ANC, because he was also a rising star of the ANC Youth League in the Northwest, he was given the positions that he got. He never earned them from the ground. And now he's been excluded from every single activity of the ANC in that process, even a position he's never ever been in his whole adult life. He's never been in the periphery. That is why he's telling the ANC in court now. He had never gone to court before with the ANC. So that just shows the kind of political clout you lose, especially when you have never earned your stripes within the ANC. But also now the double conundrum is, if you earn your stripes, you become this internal animal that might not make it in the outside world, where you are now exposed to EFF and you are on a podium in Parliament and they'll eat you up.
All right, Brigadier, thank you so much. We'll talk more about this next week. Thank you for gracing us with your information.
Thank you for having me. And next week, don't worry, I'll be freer. There will be no papers unchained to a desk.
All right, cheers. All right, that's Brigadier Toba chatting to us. Let's go for a net break, and when we come back, we continue to chat more. You're listening to One Nation FM on 88.9 FM.
These days, I'm more health conscious than ever. So tonight, it's stir fry for dinner. Cooked in healthy Helios pure sunflower cooking oil. Helios is pure sunflower goodness, packed with omega-6. That's good for your heart. And is approved as part of the Heart and Stroke Foundation eating plan. Dinner's ready! Helios, pure sunflower cooking oil. A healthy family is a happy one.
Kids these days are smart, and when you're competing for their attention against their smartphones, you need to make smart choices, like using Sunfoil triple refined pure sunflower oil in every meal you make. It's naturally cholesterol-free and approved by the Heart and Stroke Foundation as part of a balanced eating plan. So whether you're cooking, frying, or baking, you get the great tasting results that'll get their attention faster than the latest app. And if that doesn't work, change the Wi-Fi password. Sunfoil. Now we're cooking.
Go tseba style ga se gore o be le tšhelete ye ntšhi. Eurofin ke lebenkele la gago la fenishara go tšotlhe tšeo di nyakago ka theko yeo o ka e kgonago. Ra go fa 24 months go lefela mekitlana ya gago. Godimo ga fao, ditheko tšeo di bonago ke tšeo o di lefelago. Re na le tšotlhe go bona gore legae la gago le na le style. Go etša didirišwa tša Samsung, D5, Crafton Everest go akaretša le Lazy Boy le tše dingwe tše dintšhi. Gopola, go ka hwetša ditheko tše dingwe tša tlase, re tla go lefa 500 rand. E tla lebenkeng la rena mo go 74 Landros Mare Polokwane go ba Tsaneng Crossing. Go bo ka re leletša go 015-297-6903. Eurofin, fenishara yeo e kgethilego ka ditheko tša tlase e le ruri.
88.9 FM. Welcome to the People Station. One Nation FM.
Right, you're back on One Nation FM. This is the Robust View. If you just tuned in, the time's just 5 minutes before 6 o'clock in the evening. It's quite. I'm actually getting used to the idea of 6 better and still the sun's still setting. Okay. I think 2 days ago, VBS was liquidated by the North Gauteng Provincial Division held in Pretoria. Application brought by the Prudential Authority of the South African Reserve Bank. And essentially, liquidation just means that before we get rid of the company, we try to divide whatever it's in the company and then give it to the creditors that are owed. But there's still a lot of people that believe that VBS must be saved. Other people believed that VBS hold a bigger. I mean, we had a substantial debate here on the show where it was argued that VBS beacon of hope for future black bank owners, and that destroying it might kill that particular dream. But anyway, to chat more about this, we're joined on the line by Mr. Msibi. He's a political commentator. So Chief, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much for having me. I'm not a political commentator. I'm the Group CEO of Nimsa Investment Company, and my comments regarding VBS just revolves around the fact that I'm a supporter and promoter of a black business.
When we start into the conversation, just to start into the conversation, and I know you have a lot to say, and I'm going to guide you on this so that I understand. What is your reaction regarding the entire liquidation, the verdict that VBS? What is your reaction?
Look, I mean, the liquidation of an organization is based on the material facts on the ground as to whether it's solvent and it's able to function to fulfill its mandate, and it's whether it fulfills the licensing requirements. And clearly, VBS has been pillaged to the point where it really cannot continue as a business because it doesn't meet the license requirement, doesn't have the liquidity to function. So it's a sad situation. It's almost like the death of a loved one. That's a reality that you accept when it falls on you.
But was it just? Do you, in your own view here, do you believe it was justified?
It's to the extent that we've seen the information that remember that the VBS was not a big bank, right? I mean, the last time I looked at the VBS numbers, I think its profits was about 5 million rands per annum. Now, if a business that is making 5 million rands per annum has the extent of theft that result in it losing over 500 million rands, it actually means that its assets have actually been stolen to a point that it cannot continue as a business. So and it's and again, I mean, it's